Hello, Marky Dragon, also known as Marcus Eikenberry in real life, and welcome to another episode of Neos Land, the Kickstarter edition, where we're doing a Q&A today. Welcome, Jacques. How are you today?
Pretty good, thanks.
So, Jacques, we've been going through different items in different episodes of these daily tier rewards. And basically what the daily tier rewards are is that one of these rewards gets taken away each day. There's 30 rewards out of 30 days, and every day that goes by, another one of them is missing. So people who subscribe today, or pledge today, will get all of them that are still left, which is what, 26, 25 items?
Yeah, 26, yeah.
Okay. That's at the time of filming this. So this is probably going to be seen the next day. And so, anyway... one of the items here is Teleportation Friend Orb. And does that mean that if my friend's being an idiot, that I click on my Teleportation Friend thing and then I send him to Siberia? Or someplace else?
No, I think that's more of a teleporting him to you, like it'll be two ways maybe, like whoever has, there'll be two of them. So whoever has the one, can teleport maybe to the other one as a type of getting your friends together, to do stuff.
Mm-hmm. So it's like a quick grouping, or is this one way or can I teleport back?
Well, that'll be one way.
One way, okay. So so maybe we would all place our orbs at our guild house or something like that, and our one that sends us at our own homes or something.
Yeah, something like that.
And that way we can all meet at the guild house. I could totally see that if we can lock these down in a city square or something like that, that us people who live out in the boonies, might go into the city square, or I don't know. That'll be interesting. So.
It's just we wanted to, especially like for the people from Kickstarter, to have some teleportation, just to get to your friends and stuff, to get everything going at the beginning. Like most of these rewards are set in regards to that, to get all the stuff going in the world off the bat, seeing that it's going to be not going to be a lot of things for everybody just to grab right in the beginning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and let me ask a little bit more about this teleportation. Can I take like the entire belongings of my house with me, or what am I going to be able to take with me? Will I be able to take enough gear to go out adventuring?
Well, on the teleportation, yeah. Well, whatever you can carry on you, right? Everything is weight accordingly, right? So it'd be a carry thing, right? I mean, there's definitely going to be people that's going to try and use it for other methods and stuff like that. So,
well, let me ask a question here. And so I am. Let's just say that that I'm at a lower level on the Kickstarter that doesn't have any land ownership, and I don't own any land. Where can I put my? So maybe I do have a friend's house, but where can I put my end of it where I teleport from? Will I be able to place that anywhere?
We're not totally sure if it's going to be a placeable thing, actually. Sorry, let me just clear that up, or if it's going to be that you have to have in your bag, right?
Oh, I don't know if I like that. Because then I just go out adventuring and I just set it at the bank and I just teleport back to the bank every time I'm full.
No, that's what I mean. It's going to be in your bag, so you won't be able to... You have to have it on you, basically. You can't place it down in the world or somewhere else and then anybody can use it. You have to give one to your friend, and you keep one, and that's how you teleport to each other.
Okay, so what stops me from just placing the receiving end in my home, and I have quick transport home every time?
Because it has to be a player.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll figure this out so that...
Yeah.
I just don't want it to be abused.
No, exactly. That's why it has to be on a bag that's on a player. It can't be in a chest or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that way it can't be abused. It's basically just to friend you up with your friends, basically, if you wanted to play together and stuff like that.
Okay, very good. So, okay. So I think Saint, you say that all the questions that are left are pretty much combat.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. And with this being a special episode that is recorded live in front of a no audience,
Damn your Twitch.
I know, Twitch being down. So, okay, so Jacques, let's go through some of the other stuff here in the Kickstarter, and let's see here. What are some of the other items? What is the developer's blog and forum access if the person gets the $60 level?
So we're gonna have a special extra blog, or forum where we developers can see additional stuff and so on.
Mm-hmm.
As it comes out right off the bat before we actually make it available right to the public and so on. Mm-hmm. So that'll be that reward there that you'll get. So you can have access to that right off the bat.
Okay. And then so
one other reward that I did put, I'm not sure if I mentioned that again also before when we put it in, was the hard copy of the art book. Mm-hmm. So people that get that, and all of you guys that's got a higher reward than that qualifies for that already, is you'll get the hard copy of the concept art book.
Okay.
Also, as well as a digital copy. So depending on which one you got.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are those gonna be autographed or anything?
Yeah, for sure. That'll be collector's items.
Okay. Cool. Okay. So. Let's see here. I had something else in mind. It's a little bit interesting being offline on this online show. It's not the normal thing. So okay, so you guys are here in the Hangout. What questions have you got? Let's start going through your questions.
I had a possible idea for buildings. So what you do is designate the use of the building. And maybe have a buff. Say you sort of designate it as a home, then your resting period is shortened when you're inside that home, or if it's a library, then your skill training is slightly buffed, be it a blacksmith's shed, horse shed or something like that. Then various buffs could be possibly added to those buildings. So it sort of gives you advantage of having lots of little buildings, lots of outbuildings, and having them for specific uses. Yeah,
we definitely have a zoning system in place that we want to use in a game with house grids and so on. When you buy them, some might be zoned for different things, just to prevent people from just building everywhere. You might get farm ground that's zoned for farming, but it will be way cheaper than with in-game currency than the other ones that's zoned for in-town city stuff, as well as maybe some of them will be zoned multiple zones. We can do house or a crafting, like a blacksmith or something like that, and some will just be for housing. And a lot of that will come down to when the cities are created and stuff like that, and new land is available for the cities or so on, or the towns. The mayor could zone certain stuff also into it, right? So before it's sold to any players, basically, it has to be zoned before it's sold to a player.
All right. And having, say, farming land, would you be paying protection on that, or would it not need protection? And I know you've got areas that are zoned for, like you sort of survey for actual building zones.
Yeah.
Would those zones then, are they the only zones you can build on, so the only zones you can claim? So that means that those zones would then be farming zones, which you'd have to protect as well as your building zone.
Yeah, there definitely going to have to be some form of protection that we have to incorporate. Now, if you think of farming, we haven't brought that to a roundtable yet, but the question is definitely going to be, how would you protect a farm, and do you need to protect it that much, as you would like for a full building as well, right? Because the building has your stuff in it, but it costs more, and also then farms cost much less. But it has crops on it, so it might come down to a thing where you would plant crops and basically stand around and make sure that nobody steals it, or some another form of protection, depending on what we can come up with the community up with that.
city.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if it's less protection, though, I mean, someone will come along, take the land, and then could they convert it to building land, or is it just literally farm zone? That's it.
No, so, like some areas will be one zone only. You can't just convert everything. Otherwise, everybody's just going to convert it to a building. Why would they want a farm, right? Because it's worth less. But we want to have that type of infrastructure into the game. So some places where you won't be able to convert. Others you might be, or we might put a mechanic into it so that it's going according to cost. If it's a farmland and you have to convert it, it'll cost you way, way more money than it would be the other way. So it'll not entice people to do that.
Can I build a wall around my farm?
If you have a zoned area there like that, I don't know. We haven't finalized how we would do that, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm just trying to think of this because farmland is probably not very expensive. So it's, but you don't want your crops ruined or taken.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about here in Florida, we have all these orange groves here and everything, and I encountered a guy one day with the shotgun yelling at another guy while I was driving down the road, and I think he was out there trying to pick oranges. So. And I just think about that people are going to come by and steal your stuff.
Yeah.
And if your resources have to be cultivated, they're stealing from you.
There has to be, there's going to be most probably some ways that you can protect it, right? You could maybe place some guards down there, or even like animals could come and destroy your farm and stuff like that. So you're going to have to protect it against them as well,
have some
right?
sort of fence to keep the animals
fences
out.
and stuff like that. I'm just saying, it won't be most probably, depending on what type of protections there are, right? How are you going to do it? But you won't spend that amount of money to protect a piece of crop, as you would your own house. That's what I'm basically saying.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, because I'm envisaging having a house, a few outbuildings, and farmlands, and then everything surrounded by a big wall. On top of this wall would have all my gargoyles sort of protecting it and such.
Oh my god, no, your fortress is going to be impenetrable with 10 gargoyles.
12.
12?
12, yeah.
You're going to have to find my fortress.
Yeah,
well,
yours will just be a little
about...
rock that we look under, and there's the entrance to the dungeon. There's nothing else up here. Yeah.
So what about those of us that are immediately going to abandon the towns and go out in the middle of the wilderness to start building?
See, that's one thing that I thought of too. Is that really I want to live around in a neighborhood that we make just ourselves with a few people.
Exactly.
And go forth, and I actually don't want people to know where I'm going at first because I don't want to be bugged by everybody.
Well, here's the thing, depending on what level you're going to be buying in a Kickstarter, right? Like the King's Land, you'll be placed on those 10 islands. Those 10 islands, people from the mainland won't know where they are. Like, you see the islands, but you don't have an idea where they are situated in the world right at the start. People have to come and find it. So if you have the islands that you're on, and there's other property there that you can go and annex, or claim that's not like paid property or anything like that yet, that you'll have an advantage of doing that before anybody else has, because nobody can come to that island unless you somehow bring them in there or something like that.
But I don't have to be on that island if I've got that package, do I? Because I don't want to be on an island. I feel like that separates myself too much from everybody.
That's an option, right?
Yeah.
It's just some people would like actually to have their own island type of thing. So
yes,
just
I think
option.
so.
Hula girls.
Hula girls.
Hula girls.
Yes. Okay.
I'm not so hot on the idea of being on an island, but I definitely want to be out in the wilderness and build from there. Maybe even find like a broken down castle that was destroyed, centuries ago, and rebuild it or something like that. But
how do you guys feel about like 4 or 5 of us working together, and we put our properties all together, and then we jointly work on these giant walls around our little village?
Yeah, definitely.
joint
How
protection.
this is gonna work is we're gonna open up the base maps of the areas that we people are starting in or so on, like the islands and so on, and then you can basically choose where you want to place your property, right? If you wanted to place it wherever, right? If you put it down that you're buying in the Kickstarter, so yeah, it is possible for you guys to do that actually.
Yeah, because I'd like it where we have 4 or 5 people get together at the start, basically build a town up, not necessarily for us to live in, but build a town up where we have a lot of property there. We run a lot of the industry, the markets and stuff like that, but we also have our properties sort of scattered around. So you got like a 20-minute walk back into town without orbs. Of course, with the orbs, we can just jump back straight in.
Yeah.
But
I can totally see a bunch of us working together. One person makes a blacksmithy shop, another one carpenter,
Yeah.
another one horse stables.
That was my idea as well, to work with the group and work together. One guy makes some food, the other guy is the blacksmith.
You know what we're talking about here?
Yeah.
We're talking about exactly what this game is all about. We're talking about making our own town.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just that it's just to be a little bit more exclusive.
Not city, not town, city.
City? Oh my
City,
God!
yeah.
I don't know that. I mean, I'm going to have some form of land in the beginning, but I have no idea. You know, gee whiz. I'm really looking forward to this, but I want to know what to do right in the beginning, so for the maximum potential later. But we don't know that yet, do we?
No.
No.
I think we certainly need to build and try and get established a central town for everyone. So everyone in the game basically wants to get there to that town to be able to do the best dealings, to basically get the best money for the items that they sell.
Yeah. Make the capital of Neo's land.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
we should make the capital of trade.
Well, so yeah, basically make a trade hub.
The merchant hub.
Yeah, and try and establish that early on so everyone knows it. Maybe if the town's big enough, it will sort of appear on the map as such, because people know where it is. Then it will actually appear on the in-game map as such. So yeah, I mean everyone gets to one spot, and the sort of 5 of us that have actually sort of built it up, controlling it, can control prices to a sort of certain extent, and people just want to come to here because we can get the best stuff for them, we can do the best trades for them, and yeah, it just makes us money without having to do anything.
Makes us money without having to do anything.
Make sure you get a place close to the ocean so you can have a port.
Yep, that as well. Yep.
Yeah. You know, that's totally what I'm thinking. I want to build ships, and I want to be able to, ferry stuff in and out, and but I also want to have some farmland too. Golly, how do I do all of this?
Pay $2,100.
Oh,
Time to upgrade that pledge.
Pledge.
yeah. Well, I'm not that rich, so.
Well, we can always get a sort of say 5 or 6, even 7 of us, $300 each. Get that King's Land, and then there's a start for the town.
Wow.
Yeah, even at
Needs a bit of
that,
organising though.
my $100 pledge is probably where I'm sticking. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm going with 120.
Yeah, actually, I thought about that too. $20 more, and it's pretty good. So,
Specialty
okay,
items
well,
are worth it.
That's how we set them up. A little bit more, it's always better.
Yeah, $20,
Yeah.
$20 more, and then another 40, and then another 100, and
okay, well, I'm going to wrap up this episode. You guys hold on. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back.